Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of our weekly forecast. In this edition we're going to be looking at dollar index, EURUSD, and the Japanese yen. So as always, we're going to look at the dollar index first, because this is what determines how we are going to trade the other two assets. Most people they're beginning to ask me why I always look at dollar index, EURUSD, and the Japanese yen. The main reason why I do this, guys, is because whatever I decide, whatever my forecast is on dollar index, it determines all the setups that I'm going to be looking at assets like GBP/USD, AUD/USD, NZ/USD, gold, Brent. Everything is determined from the analysis that I do on the dollar index, USD CAD, USD CHF. So it's not like I don't take trades on those assets, but I do take those trades on a personal level. So me being in a position to do these three assets as my forecast is a way of encouraging the mentorship guys, the mentorship group, the mentorship members. It's a way of me encouraging them to further look on what the other assets are doing, thereby improving their market analysis. So now looking at dollar index, last week we had our Zoom session whereby we anticipated exactly what happened in the markets, where we had a weak dollar, we had a strong EURUSD. So that panned out very well for those guys in the mentorship group. So now looking ahead in the coming week, I'm still anticipating further weakness coming in on dollar index. There's gonna be further weakness coming in with the way the fundamentals are panning out, everything that's happening right now in America, and the squabbles between the US and China, and the COVID situation. There is further evidence that we are going to see a weaker dollar in the coming week. So now looking at monthly chart, I don't want to make this video too long. Looking at the monthly chart, we can clearly see how the 90, we've got the 90, 98, 96 level is held up perfectly. See this last up candle here, our last up candle. I'm on a monthly chart, guys. So this last up candle, that's our bearish order block. Price has managed to hold. The sellers have managed to gain control of the market from that bearish order block. Yes, we've got wicks to the upside which were being rejected by this bearish order block here. So that means the sellers right now, they've got more control of the market from a monthly point of view. So now already we're starting a new month. Now we're going into June. So I'm expecting June to retrace to the upside, but eventually June should close as a bearish candle to the downside. That's already my forecast for the coming month. From there already you should know what to anticipate when you're trading the other assets. I'm really expecting June and probably July to drop further to the downside, you see. So that means more weakness on the dollar index, which is already what we can read from the monthly structure. We can clearly see we can probably say we've got a complete pattern now for price to move to the downside. So now from the monthly chart, I'm gonna go to a weekly chart. Let me just zoom out a bit so that you can clearly see. You can see how last week's price action closed way below our bullish order block. See the 98.33 price closed way down at 98.25. That's a clear indication that we could see further moves to the downside. So we had this bullish and bearish engulf on a weekly chart from the previous week, and then we saw last week drop massively. This is the weakness I was talking about, guys. Those in the mentorship, that dollar index in the past week is going to be very weak. So now, once we have already seen that, okay, on a weekly chart we are anticipating June to be bearish again on dollar index, but from which level? Now we need to look at these zones here. So expect price to at least retest this level before we continue to the downside. Yes, it might not retest up to that level, that is the 98.80 zone. See, we've got the 98.86, so basically the 98.80 institutional price point. Probably these lows here, you can see this low coming in at so we got that low coming in at 98.81, and then we've got this low coming in at let me just get that price point, 98.77. so 98.80 we should expect price to retrace to that level before we see further moves to the downside. But yes, that level is a bit way ahead, so we need to go further onto a lower chart. So some might be asking, all these levels were marked already, guys. You have to go back to the previous weekly forecast where we marked these levels, you see, because they are now our guidelines. So now on the daily chart, you can clearly see we had a rejection here from 98 Friday close. There was a rejection, but we didn't close above this bullish order block, right? So I would expect market to retrace to 98.88 before tumbling to the downside, or market can open at the same price, which is 98.25, and continue with its move to the downside. So that means in the coming month, which is June, this 96 price point, 96 level, or we've got this zone here. This is our daily level. This candle here opened at 97.125, right? So we've got 97.125. so my daily candles, daily levels, they are black. 97.125. I hope I'm not mistaken there. Let me just mark this level, guys. 125. So I'm mapping out the level with this bullish candle here, where they open at 97.125, a high of 97.555, close was 97.33. So 97.33, that's the point I need to highlight. 97.33, 97.33. Right, so this is our level. So 97.33, expect market to trade to 97.33, and if it breaks and close below 97.33, then expect the monthly level. You see my red line, that's the monthly level of 96 net. You see 96.0 monthly level. So if we do break with a massive momentum to the downside, expect some retracement to this bullish order block. You see, that's where you'll be hunting for short positions. You see, you'll be hunting for short positions from that level. So now let me go to H4, which is our entry, one of our entry time frames, the H4 and the H1. So now when you look on the H4, you can clearly see now why I was saying expect a retracement to the upside. You see, remember we've got FOMC I think coming in on the 10th or something, if I'm not mistaken, 10th of June. Expect price to retrace, and once we reach this daily level, my black dotted line, guys, that's my daily price level, expect some resistance, expect some sellers to come back into the market from that level, you see, thereby pushing price to the downside. So we're talking of 98.89, so basically 98.90 institutional price point. And when you look at that point, that level, you can see why it will be of interest. Price is not just going to break above and rally to the upside. You see, if it breaks above, then look at the blue line, that is our H4 level coming in at 99.15. you see, that will be the next area of interest for you to start hunting for weakness on dollar index. And when you hunt for weakness on dollar index, what are you doing on Euro USD? You're hunting for bullish evidence, you see, for market to rally to the upside. So let me go to a H1 so that we can specify our levels correctly. So now this is a H1 time frame. As you can see already, prior to market close, we had price retrace a bit, you see, then it faced some resistance in this structure here, then it started dipping down. So I'll be expecting price, the only time I'm gonna be interested on looking for positions is for a retracement to 98.90, you see, 98.90, or this level here, you see, 98.90. That's when I'm gonna start hunting for positions on Euro USD and USDJPY. So for the upcoming week, I'm still forecasting weakness coming onto the dollar index. So that means short trades are ideal on dollar index. So now I'm gonna look just to give you entry levels that you have to be looking out for on Euro USD and USDJPY. Starting with the Euro USD. Right, looking at Euro USD, we had a structure that we were monitoring. Eventually it paid out very well. We had our fair value gap filled and market retested and rallied to the upside. So now looking at Euro USD, you can clearly see that buy position already is still active and they've already taken some profits off it. So looking at Euro USD, the moment we anticipate dollar index to correct to the upside to the 98.90 price zone, then expect Euro USD to test this old high. See? Expect these old highs to be tested. So this will be your entry to the upside, somewhere around $10.19. You see, $10.20 price level. That's for your bullish evidence on Euro USD. So anticipate market to retrace to the downside before another further push to the upside. You see what happened here? We had the fair value gap filled, right? That was an old high already created prior to this formation. Look what the market did. Market retraced it, pushed all the way to the upside. There was an expansion, then it retraced to the old high. So same setup here is what I'm anticipating. And then when market retest $10.15, $10.20, then I'll be hunting for long positions on Euro USD. So if you go to an hourly chart, you can clearly see $10.17. That's our old high, right? So that's where I'll be anticipating ideal trades to go to the upside. So yeah, if you are that much of a risk taker in the market, this could be an opportunity for you to trade to the downside when market opens. For those that trade on Monday, when market opens, but it's not guaranteed now and you don't know how long it's gonna last, there's a possibility of 78 pips available on Euro USD. So now finally looking at the yen, right? The yen had a very whirlwind of a move last week. I had a trade that I was holding on USDJPY for the past 2 weeks. I had a short position that I was holding from the 107.30 level. I had a short position that I took 2 weeks ago on 107.32. So for the past 2 weeks, price was way above my entry point. I was holding a losing position, but I had clear market structure that weakness was going to come onto the dollar index, which saw this strong push to the downside. Yeah, so the reason why market traded all the way up was because of the stimulus which the Bank of Japan injected into the market. So that's why price wasn't correlated to what the dollar was doing, but eventually price broke through the 107.30 and traded below, giving me a chance to close that position before we saw a strong rally to the upside. So now if we are anticipating weakness on dollar index in the coming week, that gives us a chance to trade short on USDJPY, and the 107.90 level offers us great ideal area to look for short positions on USDJPY. So the 107.90 or 108.03, which is our old high, right? So that's our area of interest to look for short positions to the downside. See, could have price testing this old high. Let me go to a H4 time frame so that you can clearly see. Just need to zoom in a bit. You see, so right now USDJPY is already testing a supply level. Price is already on a supply level, and if you see Friday's move to the upside, the impulsive move that was created on Friday, there's too much of a liquidity void that was left on the table. So I expect price to fill that void, that liquidity void, the moment dollar index becomes weak. So this is my weekly focus, guys, for the upcoming week. So expecting bearish evidence on dollar index and USDJPY, and I'm expecting bullish evidence on Euro USD. So for those in the mentorship group, you know how we are going to trade, and those who don't understand, kindly just send me a private message on Telegram and I'll be happily able to assist you guys. And for those that haven't subscribed to the channel, just hit the subscribe button so that for any future updates and future uploads, you get them straight to your inbox. And I really also appreciate your support, guys. So I wish you good luck and happy trading in the coming week. Thank you.